I love you very much. I love both you guys very much. Thank you so much for having me on, dude.
The love is in the air.
Yeah, it is.
So we got the Lysol can because Corona's in the air.
So, dude, somebody said if you read these ingredients, man, you could find coronavirus in there. Do you know that?
Did you?
Like on the Lysol. Dude, I'm telling you, I know you're going to think I'm a crazy person, brother.
I don't know.
There's way more to this than anybody even understands. And I think it's way deeper than just everybody. I mean, I'm being honest with you, man. I think there's another play at work, and that's my opinion.
What is the other play?
I think that the Chinese government and neoliberals are trying to tank the U.S. economy so that they can get rid of Donald Trump out of office. And that there's just a lot of stuff about this that doesn't make any sense. And it's just some weird stuff. And they're trying to get everybody to stop going to work, stop. I mean, like, you know, they're always saying like, oh, Wall Street, dude, are the economies in trouble? Wall Street. Yeah, because they stopped production in China. And that's what they're trying to do because Trump's been in this trade war with China right now. And China's pissed. They're not happy about it. Like Trump is trying to move all the industry over to India. India and China don't get along. So there's this whole thing that's going on. And I'm telling you, dude, it's not that the coronavirus doesn't exist. Nobody's saying that. It exists. It's just a little bit stronger than the common cold. That's my honest opinion. I've been studying this stuff, and that's what I'm telling you. But that's a different podcast. I don't want to get too weird and weird people out, but that's God honest truth, man.
Here's the funny thing. Your conspiracy theory. I am not a conspiracy theorist, but I saw something, and I've repeated this on this podcast, that I saw something with my own eyes. I'm not crazy, Sam.
You're not, brother.
I'm not crazy. I got problems. I got problems like everybody else, but I'm not crazy. I'm a little high alert than most people, you know. I'm a little more PTSD.
You are, dude. You are.
I am high alert, and I don't like drama and stuff like that, but I'm not crazy. The first case that we got diagnosed with was January 18th. I had to travel the 24th. And for some particular reason, I even asked myself that Sunday when I was coming back from Atlanta, I said to myself, is this me? Or are there more Asians than usual today at the airport? Like that Friday when I left, there was a lot of Asians.
Yeah.
But that Sunday in Atlanta, when I was coming to LA, it was like watching a movie, tripping on acid. Yeah. Everybody seemed Asian. I'm not putting anybody down. I'm not making no racist remarks. Just telling you what I saw. I remember coming back going, boy, that was a heavy Asian plane, you know. Like
where was it from?
Atlanta.
Interesting.
Well, that's a hub, isn't it?
Okay, so whatever it is, it just seemed like an overwhelming amount of Asians to everybody else who was traveling. And I get back, and they're talking about this thing, and then it blows up. You know, I'm like everybody else. There was mosquitoes. Remember 2 years ago, mosquitoes were going to kill you, and then Ebola was going to kill you, and all.
Every election,
so we're all like, this is the type of people. You know, we're used to it. But this was something that it seemed like. It's like when somebody puts you ever bomb your apartment.
Yeah.
You ever bomb your apartment, and you come back and you go like, "Ooh, okay, no roaches," and all of a sudden 2 days later, the guy next door knocks on your door and he goes, "Is it me? Or have you seen an unusual amount of roaches lately?" And you're like, "Oh shit!" The roaches went into his apartment. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Oh my God, by me putting that bomb out, the guy next door, and all of a sudden lady next door knocks on your door 2 days later. She goes, "Is it me? Or am I seeing more roaches lately?" And you're like, "I'm roach free. You know, I ain't got a bug in here. There's one. He's laying on the counter upside down. His legs are moving. That's it."
Yeah.
That I saw that, and I came back, and I'm not, you know, I'm not doing drugs. I'm not drinking. I take an edible, whatever. I fly, but I saw a lot more than what I thought. So in my world, if I ever was to hear this, I could actually raise my hand and say, I gotta be honest with you. The week of the 25th, there was an unusual high amount of Asians traveling that weekend.
Like trying to get out,
like
maybe.
They knew something that we didn't know. They were walking with their head down, fast, rolling those fucking things. And I was like, Okay, and now I'm seeing all this shit, the cancellations, South by Southwest. Who the fuck would have thought, And this is this is gonna be all of March.
Dude, it's gonna be interesting how long this goes.
It's gonna be all of March. And I told you, I went to the Comedy Store to do Sarah Mello's show. Again, no reason to lie to you. We've both been regulars for 20 fucking years.
Yeah.
Past the kitchen, as soon as I walked into the main room, I smelt it. My fucking
Spider
senses
yeah, dude.
got up. I made that turn into the main room. It was heavy. Down the hallway, heavy. Behind the stage, it was heavy. When I opened up the green room, there was too many people in the fucking green room.
Yeah, we're green room.
And I walked out. I was like, fuck this place. I sat behind by the corner where the door is.
Yeah.
Where you can go out. I sat there the rest of the night, and I went out and I ran out of that main room. And it's like people are not respecting it enough.
Well, that's a big thing I have to do with my show now. There's too many people hanging out. And, I'm very much into, when I first moved here, man, I remember being at this one comedy club, and I'm not going to say the name of the comics or the managers, but they were all sitting there, and I could tell that the value of my opinion was totally weighed by what my IMDb credit was, So I've always been very, very cautious on how I treat younger comics. I always want to show them respect because, you never know where they're going to go. And I remember I was them when I was sure I was going to be this really big name comic. And I felt like I was getting disrespect. So I always show love, man, because at the end of the day, they're people with a dream, man. And people don't realize you're laying a lot of shit on the line to come out here. And sometimes you don't realize till it's too late, and it's almost too late to start something else. So you're kind of trying to figure out what to do next. So I always show people up. But the point is that it's gotten too busy back there. I have to let the comics who are going in the show chill and not, because because the Comedy Store, dog, is like nothing you've ever seen before. There's no other place in the world. You can't go to the Viper Room or the Whiskey and hang out with Tool, right? Or hang out with Led Zeppelin or hang out with any big... The Comedy Store, the fucking savages are everywhere. All your heroes are just walking down the hall. So it's a very unique place. And so, but sometimes people, they have, they don't have any of that social etiquette, and they're not self-aware, and they're just running the back, and it's like, oh, I want to talk to Rogan, I want to talk to Diaz as well. It's like they're working, dude. You got to give them their space to get working. So I totally understand what you were talking about. For my show personally, Comedy Chaos, I'm going to start really shutting down who can go backstage so the comics can have a moment of peace. And
well, no, I wasn't mad about that. I was just saying that there was a lot of people back there. There was a lot of people back there, and with this virus, nobody fucking knows. There's no ventilation in that back room.
It's old school.
It's old school. There's not a window back there. So you go back there, you're breathing what everybody else is breathing.
Yep.
All right. And if this is a 6-foot distance, so I just played it for what it was. I don't think I'm going to die. I don't think I'm going to fucking die from it or whatever. I just want you to be cautious and making great fucking decisions. Mm-hmm. I just saw a thing on Facebook. Did you see it about the strip club in Vegas? That's fucking just like hand sanitizing. They went out and bought hundreds of thousands of sanitizer money. You can't touch the chick now. You can't. You have to.
How funny is that, dude?
Can you believe this?
During the epidemic, people are still getting lap dances, and they're parelling their hands and shit. There's no.
I don't want a lap dance. I want you to sit on my face.
Yeah.
I got to put around my face. What lap dance? What am I, 10? What am I, 14? Either you got to sit in my face. I'm not going to.
It's the weirdest thing, dude.
It's just, bro. This is gonna shut down a lot of stuff.
For sure.
They put something out that NBA games might have to be played with no audience, and LeBron said he didn't want to play without a crowd, but they might just have no crowds there.
It's interesting. NBA's shady as shit, though. They got that. They're all in that Chinese money and shit. That affected their ratings.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That affected their ratings, dude. They got shut out of China for a while. that affected their ratings, man. When LeBron was like, "Hey, man, mind your business. You don't know what's going on over there." We're like, "What? You're the guy that's telling us I can't breathe and every social thing you're putting your nose into, and all of a sudden you're like, leave the Chinese alone." Dude, there's 1 million Muslims in concentration camps in China, and nobody gives a fuck. Right? It's so weird, dude. China's shady as shit.
Why are there Muslims in concentration?
Dude,
camps?
they just locked them down, dude. They're on lockdown, dude. They put them in these camps, man. In these internment camps, man. It's really sad and it's really scary, dude. And nobody's saying anything because it's Muslims. And people are like, oh, okay. It's like, dude, they're people, man. It's like they got locked. Dude, something's going on. Listen, man, a lot of this coronavirus hit in places where there were like riots going on. Hong Kong, this part of Italy that's right next to France where all these people were all rioting, right? Nobody's rioting anymore. Hong Kong's been shut down. And then they got on top of that, Google's helped created Chinese social credit scores, which is basically, dude, they calculate what kind of human being you are. And if your credit's too low, you can't get on flights, you can't get on buses, you can't do all this stuff. Now they're getting you, dude. You get in your house and they're locking people down. It's like scary shit, dude. It's like some purge stuff going on over there. And that's why I think China's trying to play a game with us, dude. They don't like that Trump's trying to like even tariffs. I didn't even know there was that kind of tariffs, man. But not to get too serious, but I think there's a lot more to this. When Bill Gates is like Babe Ruth calling out his epidemics, like, 600 million people dead or 6 million people dead. And he's pointing it and he's been talking about it forever. He just happens to own the virus. Do you know that? Bill Gates has the patent on the coronavirus.
How do you have a patent on a virus?
He owns the patent on it. So basically, the patent is that if anybody comes up with it, you get a percentage of the vaccine, but he owns it. And the guy who's been talking about a fucking epidemic coming, dude, is the guy who happens to just own